if you continue like this, you'll be 45 years old and still living in your parents' basement, reading comic books and watching video games, and never live up to your full potential. And one day on your deathbed, when you're about to die, you remember this very video and you only have yourself to blame for not living up to your full potential and becoming the person you always wanted to become. So you're holding yourself back because you're afraid to fail, or you just had so many failed endeavors in the past and you're also scared that this one will fail, or you just don't even bother trying because, like, what's the point? It's obviously going to fail. Well, I'm here to tell you that you're not alone. You're not the only one going through this. There are so many people that are going through this exact same thing you're going through, and I myself am no exception. I've had like so many opportunities I ran away from simply because I was scared that I was going to fail. Which is why in this video we are going to be talking about how to actually overcome the fear of failure. So let's dive into it, but don't forget to subscribe. So what is this fear of failure thing? Because we need to understand what we're trying to overcome here. So according to the world's famous library, also known as Google, the fear of failure is a desire to avoid situations that matter to us because we are afraid of the shame that is associated with it. So like, I get you, I understand, your ego is on the line here and it's completely understandable, okay? Nobody wants to be that sole loser in class that nobody wants to associate themselves with, because everybody wants to be friends with the rich and successful, and nobody wants to be that child at the family dinner that has nothing to say because their parents keep comparing them to their other successful siblings. So yeah, I get it, your ego's on the line here and it's not funny. But you need to understand that if you continue like this, you'll be 45 years old and still living in your parents' basement, reading comic books and watching video games, and never live up to your full potential. And one day on your deathbed, when you're about to die, you remember this very video and you only have yourself to blame for not living up to your full potential and becoming the person you always wanted to become. Now here's how to actually overcome the fear of failure. First of all, we need to understand where it's coming from. So you need to ask yourself, what am I actually afraid of? Is it a past experience? Me, I do not like experiences, okay? I am not the experience is the best teacher kind of person. Like, I am not the had it been I knew kind of person. Like, I don't like learning from experience, but I obviously have to learn from experience. So the experience is really the best teacher. Like, have you experienced anything before? Like, have you experienced a slap? But like, seriously, just try to figure out where the problem is coming from. Try to understand. Ask yourself, like, what am I actually afraid of? Am I afraid of what other people think of me? Or is it just a deep-rooted, like, fear of not being good enough? Whatever it is, just figure it out. Now it's time to reframe your mindset. So instead of seeing failure as a negative outcome, why don't you just shift your focus a little bit and start seeing failure as a learning opportunity? Whenever you feel at something, just look at it and be like, okay, how can I improve? How can I get better? What did I learn? Then you identify those loopholes and then you fill the gap. Just imagine if Thomas Edison did not make another attempt after trying 1,000 times to invent the light bulb. We'll probably still be with candles and torches and like, it's not going to be cute. In an interview, he literally says that I have not failed 10,000 times, but I have found 10,000 ways that did not work. You can imagine how mind-blowing that literally is. So stop seeing failure as a negative outcome and just start seeing it as a learning opportunity. It's actually giving you valuable feedback that is going to help you improve in the long run. So failure is not a negative outcome. Rather, it's just an experience that everybody goes through and it will definitely lead to wisdom and success. Another trick is to stop seeing failure as a bad event, or just stop attaching meaning to failure, because it's literally just a neutral event that everybody experiences at some point in their life. There's literally nobody on this earth that has not failed at something, and you will definitely fail at something, okay? It is completely inevitable. But here's the thing, let me tell you guys a quick background story. So I first started my first channel on YouTube and the channel didn't do so well. I made a ton of mistakes because I was just like a newbie in the YouTube space, and I later decided to drop that channel and start the second one, which you're watching right now. And then a lot of people thought that was really stupid to start like a new channel, like after working so hard on the first one. But I didn't see it as a failed channel or a failed attempt, because I knew that I was going to implement all of the mistakes I had learned, all of the things I had learned from the first channel into the second channel. And of course it's going to be a success, because like I've learned so much from starting that first channel, and it's going to go far while I'm like implementing it in this channel. So you see, failure is just part of the process. If I had not done that first channel, I probably not have all the knowledge and wisdom that I have now to start this second channel, and I know it's going to do really, really well. So yeah, Failure is part of the process. Don't view it as a negative experience. Don't attach anything to it. It's just merely stepping stones to success. That's that. Okay. Another thing to remember is that failure builds resilience. Each time we fail and we rise again, we strengthen our ability to face future obstacles. So let's take for instance when you were a baby and you didn't know how to walk, because like none of us knew how to walk when we were babies, right? So you were obviously crawling and crawling and crawling, and then eventually you started taking baby steps, and you take one step and two step and then you fall, and then you get up again and take one step and two step and then you fall, and then you just kept at it. And now look at you, you're literally a freaking legend. You're such an expert at walking. Like, do you know how good you are at walking? You could literally win a freaking Grammy for walking. Like, that's how good you are at walking. So imagine you did not try walking after falling like twice or once. You probably won't be walking. You just sat down and you were like, this is hard, I'm not doing this anymore. Like, you probably won't even be walking right now. So you see, failure does build resilience, which is why it should not be viewed as a negative experience, like I said earlier. So go from saying things like,
I'm a failure, always have been, always will be. I feel so unsure and discouraged. I'm definitely a failure. I feel like every single thing, I'm going to be so crushed.
to saying things like, my attempt may fail, but I am not a failure. I feel discouraged and unsure, but that obviously means I'm making progress, right? Failure isn't permanent or personal. Now it's time for the final chapter, actionable steps. So now that you understand what the fear of failure actually is, and you've been able to understand where it's coming from, and you've been able to reframe your mindset, here are some tips to help you overcome it. So first of all, you need to set reasonable, smaller and achievable goals that are manageable too. So that just helps like reduce the overwhelmingness and the anxiety, and definitely goes a long way. 2, you need to start surrounding yourself with positive, like-minded people that will uplift you and help you get rid of all that negative self-talk inside your head. And also, you need to start visualizing yourself succeeding, because that will definitely go a long way. Visualization is so powerful. And lastly, you need to focus on the process and enjoy the whole moment rather than fixating on the final outcome. We have finally come to the end of this video. I personally had so much fun making this video with you guys, and I know you had fun too. Don't forget to like, comment down below what you thought about the video, and if you have any other thing you want me to make videos on, don't forget to comment down below too. Subscribe to this channel, guys. I'm Gigi, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Just the video.